right, everybody, I'd like to welcome you into our broadcast this evening. I'm Adam Johnston alongside Trevor Hawley. We got Brad Caldwell here today as well. Sorry about the audio right now. The wind is going crazy. We got some wind issues once again. Brad Caldwell producing. He'll be on the mic just a little bit later here today in this game. Got a matchup between the Pottsville Apaches and the Heber Springs Panthers. Heber Springs coming into this game 7-8. Pottsville, first two games of this week, they had to make up a game against Subiaco that they weren't able to finish due to the lights at Subiaco. They do not have lights over there. And then yesterday was supposed to be scheduled for Heber Springs, but that one got rained out. So we're here today on a Wednesday against Heber Springs, ready for some action.
You know, first inning, sorry we couldn't get on there. Heber got a couple blue pits, ended up loading the bases, and only scored one run. Porter got it back together. Has I think a couple strikeouts to end the inning. So he's looking pretty good today, like usual. Porter usually pitches really good.
Yeah, and, I mean he's their ace, and I kind of expected him to be on the mound. You know, it's been a while since they've played. They played Subiaco the other night, but he hasn't pitched in a week. Cool thing about this game, the coach of Heber Springs was my assistant coach when I played for Whitehall baseball, Coach Ryan Bridges. He's the manager now for the Heber Springs Panthers baseball program, and he's doing a fine job over here. I tell you what, I mean, one thing about Coach Bridges and his teams, they're going to be prepared. He's going to have them prepared, and they're going to know what's coming. Has a high IQ. But we got Porter Lee on the mound for Pottsville. We got a hit out in the right center field. It's going to get down. Wojtek trying to track it. It's only going to be a single. That was a base hit there by number 24, J.T. Spears. And then that top half of the first inning, Heber Springs was got an RBI single from Corbin Jones. He was able to get that run in. They tried to do a suicide squeeze. Runners on second and third wasn't able to work, but Corbin Jones was able to get a base hit and get a run in. He's doing the DHing today for Heber Springs. We got a courtesy runner. J.T. Spears is also pitching for Heber Springs today. Got a courtesy runner number 4, Eastern Cusick. And at the plate now is number 17, Ty West, batting in the 9-hole. Got to pick off moves, headed to the fence now, so Cusick able to advance to second base. We've seen that quite a bit, just trying to pick off at first base. Kind of underthrowing or overthrowing Cash Bartlett over here. Ball in the dirt, hard to handle, just getting past him. Definitely something that they need to clean up. You know, just allowing runners to advance to the next level. So,
got to show the batter. Back it out just a little bit more.
Got a wild pitch, and Cusick's able to advance to third base as well. So they can make something happen here in the top half of the second inning. Heber Springs doing a good job at the plate. Got 1 ball, no strikes on Ty West. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in here today. We appreciate every single one of y'all. Can't do this without y'all. That's for sure. Got a pitch inside for ball number 2. So 2-0 count on West. Porter just got to settle it down just a little bit here. His last outing against Clarksville went the whole 7 innings. Gave up 3 runs. I don't think all 3 of them were earned, though. I think they came off some errors, potentially. But Porter did a great job in that one. That was the pitcher's duel.
Yeah, both teams used 1 pitcher.
Yeah.
The whole game. And I think it was 3-1. Was that the final score?
3-1
4 combined runs.
Yeah, 4 combined runs, and the first time they played Clarksville, they got no hit. So Clarksville, they got some arms over there, dude. That's for sure.
Yeah. And of course, they showed them off against Pottsville.
Facts. Yep, 2 different pitchers doing a great job. So got a 2-2 count now here on West. Comes a pitch, blows it right past him for strike 3. So big strikeout right there for the first out of the inning. And we will have the center field camera up for those wondering. Trying to get that worked out real quick, but it is coming, so be patient with us. We're back to the top of the order now for Heber Springs. Cole Payton doing the catching for Heber Springs, so that's pretty interesting. You know, catchers leading off. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, you don't see that too often.
You don't see that at all. Usually your catcher's a guy you want 4th or 5th, a bigger guy that can hit. And then sometimes you sacrifice hitting for good defense.
Right. Good catch right there by Easton Stevens over there at second base. So now we got 2 outs. Porter, he can get out of this jam. There were no outs with the runner on third, so this would be huge to get out of here with no runs coming across.
And, you know, he worked out of a jam, bases loaded with 1 out last inning. Got out of that inning, only 1 run scored, and it'd be great to not let a run score here.
Pitch down in the zone. Watson, I think, tried to frame it.
Yeah.
Actually, hey, that is not Aiden Watson. It is Gavin Harris. He had that surgery, so it's really nice to see him back behind the plate now. I did not get to see him play last year, but I heard a lot of good things about him behind the plate. So, yeah, really nice to see him back there and healthy. We do not have Izzy Johnson out here today. He's not on the lineup card. It maybe some injury issue that we don't really know about, but he is not here today. He's normally leading off for the Apaches. We got a line drive right over our heads. Goodness.
There's a car moving right behind us. He flew on the brakes
Yeah,
quick.
he did. Yep. Gosh, that was scary. I'm glad it was a little high. They got 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Got a hit out the right center field. Not able to catch it, so that's going to be a RBI for Keenan Sneed. 2-out RBI right there. A big piece of hitting, putting it in the outfield. And the outfielders in today's game, it's really wet out there.
Well, yeah, we see the field, and it's kind of swampish in between. The deeper you go, the drier it's gotten, but right before you get to the infield, it's like a swamp. Real wet, and then sometimes you can't even tell that it's wet until you start stepping in it. Water goes flying.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I mean, they were out here trying to, they had the blower out trying to dry the outfield. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but, I mean, it's super wet out here. Keenan Sneed still in second base. Harris unable to get the transfer from the glove to his hand.
And we've seen that cost the Apaches a couple runs this year. Base running for the other team. Teams just come out aggressive. There's been a few throwing errors, but today hopefully the Apaches can limit those. Keep the other teams limited of what they can do.
Got a bunt right here by Zane Lozo. Close play is going to be safe. Playing some small ball right here with 2 outs. That's your 3-hole coming up here and laying down a nice bunt down the first base line. Coach Bridge is happy about that.
Well, and we saw yesterday, Hogs tried to play a little small ball. Dunn Leach acted like he was going to bunt, hit a triple, and then he did bunt, hit for a single. Ultimately hit for the cycle, home runs from both sides.
Pretty phenomenal performance last night.
And Leach doesn't play a whole lot for Arkansas. He's the backup catcher again.
Harris throwing it down. Stevens cutting it off right there. But yeah, this Arkansas baseball team, they got a deep roster, man. Got a lot of guys that can hit the baseball. Right now, sitting at number 2 ranked team in the country behind Tennessee.
That Tennessee team is good.
Yeah, Tennessee was great last year as well. Van Horn and what's the name of their coach?
Tony Vitello.
Yep, they got into it last year.
Yeah,
and the Hogs won that series. I was pretty pumped about that.
There was a rumor why they got into it. There's a kid from Arkansas. He's from Bryant, Logan Chambers. Committed to Tennessee, and it sounded like Van Horn still tried to get him to come to Arkansas.
Yeah.
And
a base hit out here to right field. Wojtek slips, and that's going to score 2 runs. So a big hit right there by Liam Buffalo. What a name. Liam Buffalo. Liam's probably Liam Buffalo.
I don't think I've heard that before.
No.
Buffalo, that's the last name. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's unique for sure.
Mm-hmm. He's batting in the cleanup spot, doing a great job right there. So Heber Springs extends their lead to 4-0, scoring 3 so far in this inning, all with 2 outs. So
yeah,
doing a great job with 2 outs. That brings up Corbin Jones. We had the RBI in the last inning, so he's going to be another throw over here to second base. He's going to steal second.
And it seems like Heber is definitely coming out aggressive.
Yeah, they get to first base. They're ready to steal. They've been able to capitalize on that. Started the inning. They had a runner on first base, and then Porter tried to pick off. Cash Bartlett wasn't able to glove it, so they advanced to second base. But doing a lot of stealing here early on the base pass, being aggressive.
And Heber Springs coach, he told us before the game that he watched our stream to get a film on other teams.
Right, yeah. Bridges was telling us that. It's pretty funny. I mean, I guess that's one downside for Pottsville and all this broadcasting that we're doing for them. They're able to scout pretty well. Literally just watch it on YouTube. Not really any other programs around the state have that. So, but Pottsville does have the luxury of having us here. We appreciate all of them. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a great scouting tool. Watching the stream. He said he watched them play Clarksville twice. He said he watched Pottsville play Subiaco on the stream as well. So,
big fan of ours, I guess.
Yeah. He said he didn't know that it was me up here talking, but
Now he does.
yeah, Bridges knows now. I love that dude, bro. I mean, he was one of my favorite coaches ever, and I only was able to be around him for 1 or 2 years, but I definitely learned a lot about baseball, under him as assistant coach. And Porter Lee's able to get out of the inning there with a strikeout. So Heber Springs able to tack on 3 more runs. We're headed to the bottom of the second inning. We'll be right back here on the Arkansas Sports Network.
Farm Credit supports rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services in good times and bad. We provide loans to farmers and ranchers, farmer-owned cooperatives, rural homebuyers, agribusinesses, and rural infrastructure providers.
As cooperatives, we're locally owned and governed. We help agricultural producers feed the world. For America's farmers,
Farm Credit.
supporting rural communities and agriculture. Learn more today.
All right, we're back here at George Wolf Field. Heber Springs Panthers up 4-0 early in this ball game. Alongside Brad Caldwell now.
Man, I'm glad to be here. It's well, I haven't had a chance to be on the mic too much this year, or just circumstances and all. We appreciate you and Trevor really stepping in for us here and helping us. You guys have done a great job throughout the season, and I'm sure the people from the Pottsville program really are excited about what you guys have done.
I appreciate you letting us have this job, being able to do this, watch some baseball and talk about it. That's really what it is.
Right.
You know, just coming out here. I mean, this is what I've always wanted to do as a little kid.
Well, here we are, right?
So, yeah, great opportunity, and I feel very honored.
Well, I appreciate it, and we'll see where it goes, man. We'll see where it goes. Waiting on Trevor. He's walking out there right now to get that center field camera going, which we love that center field camera. It really makes our stream go so much better. So we're glad. But I tell you what, man, this Heber Springs team, they came in here last year and they played really well. And they really, you know, for a young team as they were last year, probably played a little bit above their heads. And I think they've shown already that they're a little bit more of a little improved from what they were last year even. We got center field camera up. Hello. Thank you, Trevor.
Yes, sir. Love to see it.
Yes, we do.
But, yeah, I mean, Heber Springs coming out in these first 2 innings, really putting the bat on the ball. You know, and one thing is they're going the opposite way. You know, they're hitting the ball to right field. That's probably something that Coach Bridges is stressing to them.
Well, you would know.
Oh, yeah. No, I was a pool hitter, and, you know, he tried to get me to, you know, opposite way, think opposite way all the time, just constantly in my ear.
And, you know, there's a reason for that madness. You know what I mean? There's a reason. If you're thinking opposite way, you're going to get more base hits. In a lot of ways, you're going to make more solid contact. Whereas if you're pulling the ball, you're going to pull off the ball some. You got to really keep your head in. It's hard to keep your head in all the way as you're trying to pull the baseball. So there's a reason for that.
Right. No, I definitely improved as the season went on. And I was trying to, I mean, growing up, I just was a dead pull hitter.
Right.
I just wanted to pull the baseball, but you got to be a complete hitter, man.
Yeah, we're getting our camera situation worked out here. 2 balls and 2 strikes, but yeah. So there is definitely a method to Mr. Bridges' madness. I don't know a lot about him. I will tell you that last year when they came in here, nice hit there. Is it going to drop? I don't think it is. He's there.
Smoked it.
Yeah, it was a good hit.
Landon Williams right there.
Good solid contact there. But unfortunately for Pottsville, I'm trying to do too much. I'm trying to run camera, switch cameras, and produce, and I didn't get that shot. So anyway, we'll get it.
Got a lot on your plate.
A little bit. Trevor will be back here. I see him walking up here in a minute. So anyway, there's a lot going on here. But anyway, last year saw this team come in, and it was very noticeable, the coaching that was in the program. It was very noticeable. And I'll tell you, and I'll be quite honest with you, if I'm going to recognize coaching, baseball's probably the last sport that I'm going to be able to recognize it in. But Coach Bridges came in here, and he has done a phenomenal job, and you can tell that these kids really play the game the right way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and talking to the players earlier as well, I mean, they say they love Coach Bridges. And, I mean, they have a 7-8 record, but they have played some teams, you know, that are kind of above their class. I mean, they played Maumelle, played Whitehall. They were able to beat Whitehall, my alma mater.
Right.
And where Bridges just came from, you know, he was able to beat them. So I'm sure, you know, he was a little happy about that and stoked about it. But
that's
we're
strike
actually
3.
in this inning. So, yeah,
Right.
Pottsville not able to do much there. bottom half of the second inning, still 4-0. We're headed to the top of the third. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Your family is your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. And when it comes to choosing a pharmacy, you'll want someone who knows your name and understands both you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They'll be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville. Call 968-1323 today.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
All right, back here at George Wolf Field. Heber Springs leading off this inning here in the third. Off to a great start so far.
Yeah, they are. They're really off to a good start. And, Pottsville, they've got to figure out a way to manage some offense. Down 4-0 here in what is the top of the third inning, which I'll get that switched over here in just a second. Pottsville's got to figure out a way to get some offense going and get things happening here, because in the 2 years that we've done Pottsville baseball, for the most part, it has been the offense has been the issue. They've had decent pitching for sure, decent to good pitching, and then it's been hitting the gaps. They've had trouble hitting the gaps, and that has been something that has plagued them since they started here.
Yeah, definitely struggled this season hitting the baseball, especially in conference play. We've seen them twice against Clarksville, just not really able to hit the ball that well. Against Harrison, even struggled a little bit. They did have a couple explosions against Danville and Dover. Those were some big run games, but for the most part, just really struggling. Something that they're definitely working on. Coach Falls is definitely stressing that. We talked to him. He's like, yeah, we got to hit the baseball.
Well, one thing about Falls, he's not going to pull a lot of punches. He's going to tell you what he feels. And, that's a good pitch there by Porter, by the way.
Getting the strikeout.
Yeah, but he's going to tell you how he feels about things. And, they just don't score enough runs right now. You'd like to see something. Last year they came on toward the end of the year. We're getting to that point now. We've only got, after today, just 5 games left in the regular season and then district tournament. So we only have just a few games left here for Pottsville to really figure it out. Try to find a way to get some offense going, because look, you got to win one game in the regional tournament or in the district tournament to get to the regional tournament.
Yeah, and not having Izzy Johnson out here today is also something that hurts them, batting in that leadoff spot. One of their better hitters. So
yes,
without him today, it's uphill from here for them. But, we've seen Coach Falls, tinker with the lineup just a little bit. We got Landon Williams out here today hitting. I don't think he's out in the field. I think he's DHing for Woj Tech. But they've tried different things. They just got to find that right mix, It's just part of making a lineup.
Right.
You want to find that consistency.
Right. You've got to find your guys. The guys have got to step up for Coach. Good pitch again from Lee there. The guys have got to step up for Coach. You've only got so many options. You've only got so many guys that you can put in there.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a bench full of guys, but you've only got so many guys that you have confidence in. Coach Falls knows who he's got confidence in, and those guys got to help him out a little bit.
He has been playing a lot of younger players, sophomores like Aiden Watson.
Yep.
Trying Caleb Ham out there. Caleb Ham's come in and hit the ball pretty well. He's not in the lineup today. He's on the bench today, but just trying a lot of different things. Got a ground ball out here to Easton Stevens on second base. Looks like he's going to make the play for out number 3. So Heber Springs not able to do much there. Porter Lee, 3 up, 3 down right there for Pottsville. Let's see if they can tack on some runs here in the bottom of the third inning when we come back.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Back here at George Wolf Field.
In fact, let's just do that right now. Sit down.
All right. Goodness.
That's right. It's trial by fire right now. I'll tell you what. I'm going to let me and Trevor are going to do some broadcasting now. You're going to sit down, and I'm going to help you out.
Oh boy.
So we got Adams coming in. He's going to do some production work for us, and so anyway, so you got all your stuff here. I'm going to talk you through it as we're going here. Balls, and you got ball plus, ball minus, strike plus, strike minus, score left and right there. And then you've got your switcher here. I'll tell you what, I'll just let you do that part. I'll do the switching. How about that? So here's the first pitch of the inning. It's going to the second baseman. Second baseman picks it up. He makes a nice throw to first base for the out. I'll tell you what, that was a nice job by the second baseman not to overthrow it.
Now we need the roster.
Okay, so right, and there's your outs right there. You got it.
Good job, Adam.
And then when you got your count, you want to reset it right there, and this will take you to ads. So there you go. I promise you that Stream Deck makes life easier for you. But anyway, we're back here, and who do we got up to bat here? I believe it's Gavin Harris. That's right. That's where I was going with that. Gavin Harris at the plate. Here's the pitch. Down a little bit low there. Maybe a little off the plate.
You know, if I had to guess whether it was a ball or strike from this angle, I think I'd get it wrong.
Yeah,
70%
right,
of the time.
Exactly. Sitting over here on the side is a little bit different, calling balls and strikes. Now you can see it here. If you look at your center field camera, it's definitely going to show you ball or strike there. So
I can tell you what, I feel bad for umpires now that I realize this. I've never really sat in the stands of baseball. I've always been playing.
There's a good pitch right there.
So, and you never hear umpires or refs get something good said about them.
Right.
It's usually negative.
Well, I tell you what, it's a tough job. Harris offers at that one. Full count here, 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. I got to change that. We'll do it here in just a second. Bottom of the third inning, Harris at the plate. Ball off the plate there, so he's going to first base.
He just struck out, actually.
Whoa. Holy cow. Well, that's why our umpires get criticized right there, because that was not a strike. Oh, but anyway, we're going to wrap the lineup back around, and I've umpired before, so I try to be sympathetic as I can be. I've done it. It's not the easiest job in the world, that's for sure. Easton Stevens coming to the plate today, leading off for Pottsville. JT Spears pitches it. Ball goes to the shortstop. Shortstop comes up firing, throws him out at first base. I believe that's 3. So we're going to go to the top. We're going to go to the top of the 4th inning. Heber Springs leading 4-0. We'll be back here in just a moment. Crap.
Credit supports rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services in good times and bad. We provide loans to farmers and ranchers, farmer-owned cooperatives, rural homebuyers, agribusinesses, and rural infrastructure providers.
As cooperatives, we're locally owned and governed. We help agricultural producers feed the world. For America's farmers,
Farm Credit.
supporting rural communities and agriculture. Learn more today.
Brad Caldwell, Trevor Holly in here with us today as we're kind of playing a little bit of musical chairs. I'm getting a chance to be on the mic. I haven't done that very often this year. I'm kind of happy to be here. I'll just tell you, I'm just going to be transparent with you. I had to start a new job the other day and doing a lot of training. Good thing for me is that once I get through my training, I can kind of work on my own schedule a little bit. So I'm excited about that, but until I get to my training, get through my training, I'm kind of at the mercy of everybody else. So with that being said, I've just kind of got to get through this, but I'm glad to be here, and beautiful day here at Porter Lee on the Mound. I tell you what, Porter last year really impressed me as a player, and he's done everything that you would have expected him to do as a senior here, Trevor. He's really been a leader for this Pottsville team, just as you would think he would have been. And he's doing what he can, I can tell you.
Yeah, he's when he's got on the mound, he's been great. Pretty much every game. I think he kind of got rocked in that the Subiaco game, but it was in like the 5th inning when they started doing good.
Right.
He held them scoreless for a long time.
Well, Porter is going to be a reliable kid for you. There's no doubt. He's going to be a guy that is just, he's right there for you. He's going to be there, and he is going to be a rock for this team. Very solid, and I've enjoyed him. Of course, I've enjoyed his dad. His dad comes up and talks to us quite a bit about everything going on, and all that. So we're excited to be a part here. We do want to remind you that tomorrow these guys will be at Boonville. I'd like to be there with you. I'd like to say I'll be there, but I don't know that I'll be able to get there. But Justin Smith and Adam Johnston and Trevor Hawley will be there tomorrow at Boonville. It better be, because I've already given Adam some gas money for that. so you better be there. But anyway, we're excited about that as we're at a full count right now. Boonville Bearcats, they're a tradition-rich baseball program out of the 3A. And never had a chance to be at Boonville, so that's going to be a fun situation there. Nice job there. They call him off and got the F6 there, I guess is what you'll call it. Shortstop there calling everybody off.
It's kind of weird to, it looked like Easton had a play on it, and then it just kept drifting around. Today, normally it's windy. Today, again, it's windy.
Right.
So
yeah, I'll tell you what, the wind has definitely played a factor in this baseball season here with the Apaches. It has been. It's been super windy this year. Pottsville fighting for a regional tournament spot. Regional tournament being held in Morrilton. That is something that beautiful ballpark down there at Morrilton that they have. They got a great softball park, great setup over there, and I know that Coach Long plays down at shortstop. Nice play out of the hole. Good throw, good strong throw there. Nice play out of the shortstop hole there. Yeah, anyway. Right, I was wanting to say Watson so bad, I knew it wasn't right. 8 Owens. So, anyway, good play from Aiden Owens there. We got 2 down here. Still, Pottsville still trailing 4-0. Lee pitches.
And it's been really fun coming to these games. I'm from Bryant, a huge school.
Huge baseball school.
I graduated 651 kids in my class, which is pretty big in Arkansas.
Absolutely.
And it's fun going to these smaller cities and smaller schools that I've never got to experience.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to do this. There's a barbecue place in
Adam was talking about this.
Yeah, y'all need to go. Y'all need to go to it.
He was talking about that.
They actually fed us one of our first meals that we were on the road. Played over at, I think they played Pottsville football played over at Charleston. We showed up and had some. They actually comped our meal just for putting it out on Facebook and that sort of thing. God, what is that place called?
Reed's Barbecue.
Reed's Barbecue. That's right. Reed's Barbecue. So you guys need to just take the time, find some time to go over there. I know for sure that Justin will be all over it. Don't hit my truck. Don't hit my truck. My truck is not guarded over there at all. So you guys don't foul it off on my truck. Nice off-speed pitch there from Porter. He wanted it.
The first time I came here, my car was almost hit, and I learned my lesson.
Right.
And when the Pottsville baseball team gets here, they try to take all the spots that don't get hit.
Right.
So by the time everyone's here, you're like, well, I better get here early or my car might get hit today. And Duran, when we went to Two Rivers for the Dover basketball game, he took us to Junction Cafe in Plainview, I think.
Yes.
And it was really good. We got I forget what they had there. They had like shrimp, catfish.
He's got him. There it is. We'll finish that thought here in a moment. We're going to go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Pottsville still trailing 4-0. We'll be back in a moment.
Farm Credit supports rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services in good times and bad. We provide loans to farmers and ranchers, farmer-owned cooperatives, rural homebuyers, agribusinesses, and rural infrastructure providers.
As cooperatives, we're locally owned and governed. We help agricultural producers feed the world. For America's farmers,
Farm Credit.
supporting rural communities and agriculture. Learn more today.
Your family is your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. And when it comes to choosing a pharmacy, you'll want someone who knows your name and understands both you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They'll be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville. Call 968-1323 today.
Back here at George Wolf Field, it's 4-0. Pottsville trailing the Heber Springs Panthers. And I tell you what, I knew that Pottsville was going to be in for a battle today. Not just with the win, folks. Not just with the win. You're good there. You got it.
Okay,
Adam. Go to it. Okay, I see you. There you go. Just keep doing what you're doing there. Look at you getting comfortable. Adam now switching cameras for us. So I can tell you whose name. Off-speed pitch. First pitch strike there. JT Spears. On the mound for Heber. Got a tall, lanky kid up there.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, guys, I've tried to figure it out. Nice hit out to left center field. It's going to drop for a hit there. And Owings down on for a hit there. Nice job by Aiden Owings. Getting on the base paths here. And again, Pottsville's got to find base runners. No matter how they get them. And bloops, they go down in the book as singles. That's what
today bloops are pretty nice because if you charge in this outfield, we saw it while Pottsville was warming up. A few guys looked like they were on a slipping slide.
I don't know if you can see the flag out there, but the flag's about to blow off.
Yeah, it looks like it's on by a thread. I'll try to get it on the camera. Maybe. Where'd it go?
They go back.
There we go.
He's trying to get it in there. Look at that. I mean, you talk about some wind at the Pottsville baseball parks, folks. I've tried my best. You know, we try to even stand in a way, and I know that there's so much interference right now. Nice throw back to first base. But there is literally nothing that we can do about this.
Yeah, and we've tried a few things. Covering the mic still doesn't work.
Yeah.
Angling your body doesn't work.
No, Mother Nature. But this is spring in Arkansas, right?
Yeah, and we've been talking about how good the weather's been. It's supposed to be 50 tomorrow, or in the next coming days.
Yeah, well, that's spring for you as well. Spent a little time in Colorado, and it was cold. A lot colder than it is at 50 degrees, I can tell you that. 50 is like a heat wave.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd like to see what their temperature is right now. I bet it's still upper 30s, low 40s. They ski until May there at the ski resort that we went to, because it's at 11,000 feet at the base, which is very high.
Yeah.
So they ski until, like, I believe May the 4th or something like that is how long they ski. But this game moving here right along. Owings on second base now. Ball gets through. Porter Lee going to get an RBI here, it looks like, and he sure is. Pottsville's going to get on the board. Throw goes down to second. They got a chance at him. Nice job there by Lee. Good job by Adam getting the action there. And we got a 4-1 ball game here as Pottsville has got scratched on the board. Two runners, or two consecutive base hits, and that'll do it for you.
Yeah, you just got to rally, get a little confidence for your teammates when you hit the ball. And this is I think the third time we've been around the lineup.
Well, that's usually when you see the guys kind of start getting the pitcher down, that sort of thing. There's another one. Throw comes in high, and it looks like Pottsville's going to get their second run. I think that's Cooper Duval, if I'm not mistaken. It sure is. Cooper Duval come in and running for Porter Lee, the pitcher, and Pottsville now got a little rally going here. 4-2, nobody out. We got a runner on second base here. So Pottsville, finding a way, and it looks like Coach is going to go out there and talk a little bit.
And we just talked about how they need to get a real rally on when errors happen. That's help that you can't give yourself, but it works all in the end.
It doesn't matter right now. Pottsville's got to figure out a way to make some runs happen. They're doing that right now, so good job there. They're staying in there, kind of battling, and that's what you got to do in baseball. You got to figure out a way not to get blown out,
Yeah.
and then stay in the ball game and get a situation like you're here in the bottom of the fourth inning here, where you can have a chance to make a move. Now you've got a runner in scoring position, nobody out.
There's a word that always comes to mind when I think about baseball, and I probably said it every stream about 600 times. I say patience, and because a lot of times you want to get in the box and swing at the first pitch. And
yes, absolutely.
Baseball's a game where you got to wait for yours. It's not always going to be there.
Yeah, and you got to learn how to hit the ones that are not yours the way they're supposed to go. You've got. Oh, there's a nice hit out to left center field. Center fielder's got a late break on it. He comes up, diving, catch. No, it's going to be down, and that's not going to score a run. Of course, Pottsville had to hold up there. Hayden Watson had to hold up on second base because it looked like there was going to be a catch, but he got a late break. And then you had the center fielder diving. It looked like he might have almost made that catch, but now here you are again. You got the tying run on first base and coming to the plate for Pottsville, and I've got to find it. Who we got here? I think that's A-Day, if I'm not mistaken. A-Day's right there, so we got Landon Williams at the plate. So 4-2 is your score. Nobody out, bottom of the fourth inning. Pottsville with an opportunity here. And I think A-Day's going to run.
Got a bigger lead. Oh, just kidding.
No.
Batter called time, I think.
So Williams got a chance here to possibly bat with runners in scoring position here. Is two runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch. Looks like it might be blooped in the outfield. Shortstop comes up with the play. Doubled him up, and he got him. Nice play there by the shortstop. And that was Kennon Sneed. I believe I remember Sneed from last year, and I believe he was making plays just like that. And just like that, Heber Springs may have killed a rally. We'll see here as Who we got at the plate? It looks like that's Bartlett. Cash Bartlett at the plate here. Bartlett trying to get a runner home from third, get this game down to a one-run ball game.
And it looked like a hit and run was on.
Yeah, just kind of bad luck for Pottsville in a lot of ways there. And you thought the ball might, off the bat, might get into the green, but it just didn't have enough gas with this wind blowing the way it is.
Yeah, and we saw the center field try to make a play last batter, and the outfield, it's coming down to it. When it gets closer to the infield, it's pretty muddy.
Oh, nice off-speed pitch. It buckled him there for a strike.
Well, we've seen a few good curveballs from a couple guys out here, and that was another one right there.
Yes, no balls, 2 strikes. Here, 2 outs to Bartlett. Bartlett's going to have to defend the plate. That one nowhere near it. Nowhere near. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Cash Bartlett. Trying to get that runner from third home.
Looks like he's dancing over there.
And there's a nice hit, and that's going to be an RBI for Cash Bartlett. Ball gets through the legs of the left fielder. Bartlett making his turn, going around to second base. He's going to stop there as the ball comes into the infield, and Cash Bartlett driving in a 2-out hit to get another run home, and Pottsville has got 3 in this frame.
He really got down low to hit that ball. Kind of reminded me of a Casey Martin type of swing. He really likes bending his knees when he swung, and right there he got low enough just to power it out the infield. And then the left fielder had trouble fielding the ball.
The Apaches are threatening here. You got the tying run at second base now. I cannot read what's on this sheet from Coach there.
I think it's the third. You kind of get like when you write down the name, it's like the third one on the sheet.
Huh? Okay, got it. Matt Loveland now at the plate. Pottsville, you can tell they've got a little bit of confidence. Their hacks are getting a little bit better at this pitcher, JT Spears. And I would say one more hit, maybe another run, and Heber might look at making a pitching change here.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of lost his stuff from the beginning of the game. And Pottsville's definitely confident at the plate.
Off-speed pitch, again, another good one. He's throwing the off-speed pitch well today.
Yeah, that's the second one this inning that we've seen, at least. And it's nice. Look, the batter thought he was going to get hit, started turning. And you definitely can't swing when you start turning like that.
Here's the pitch, and that hit him. So Loveland now going to first base. Gavin Harris coming to the plate.
And that will help too. Getting guys on.
So Harris taking the catcher's gear off. Now, you guys have been here more than I have. Have you seen Harris catch at all this year? Is this the first game?
This is his first time.
So I'll tell you a little bit about Harris. Last year, Harris was probably the best defensive catcher in the league last year. Really, his arm was super strong. I think you're probably seeing him still heal up from that Tommy John surgery that he had. And that unfortunately for him, he's a senior because next year his arm will be fine.
Yeah.
Harris at the plate here got a chance to tie the ball game up with a base hit. Harris looks at the first one. That's a strike fastball. Nice job there.
And honestly, even if you hit it to the outfield, the wet grass might slow it down a little bit.
Well, that outfield is playing tough right now. You can tell from the outfielders they're having a lot of trouble. So if you can get it into that green, you've got a chance. All-speed pitch. Harris pops it straight up. Shortstop making the call, and he makes the catch. And Pottsville gets 3, and they're right back in it here with going to the top of the 5th inning. Heber Springs 4, Pottsville 3. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Gen Z is a stalled generation.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
So here we are, going to the top of the 5th inning. 4-3 is your score. Pottsville gets 3 in the last frame. Gets right back into this ball game. Brad Caldwell, Trevor Hawley, and Adam Johnson pushing all the buttons right now. Appreciate Adam learning a little bit on the fly here. We're all learning on the fly, if you can't tell, but we're having a good time doing it. And again, just a beautiful day to be out here at George Wolf Field. A little bit windy. We'd like for the wind to die down. I tell you what, if we're going to see a wind, I'd like to see a wind about 10 blowing out.
Yeah.
You don't see that too often, though. Don't see that. You see this crosswind. A lot of times blow across this field. The way it's blowing right now is a lot of times how it blows for a lot of the time here at this field here at George Wolf Field. 4-3 again is your score. Looks like Pottsville's got a new pitcher on the mound. I'm trying to see. I believe it is
Chase Wilfong.
Cash Wilfong on the mound for Pottsville, and that means that Porter Lee now in center field for the Apaches. So Porter, his day is done. He's on the hook right now for the loss if Pottsville were to lose this ball game. But right now, Wilfong going to try to hold the bats down for the Heber Springs Panthers.
And I want to say he came in a couple of games ago and really shut it down.
Good deal. And let me look here.
Sophomore. Adam said sophomore.
Sophomore. Gotta love it. So we've got Zane Lozo, Liam Buffalo, Corbin Jones here, 3, 4, 5 hitters. So he's going to get baptized a little bit by fire here, as he's got a couple new guys up here, the middle of the lineup, I should say, up here against the new pitcher, Cash Wilfong. 3, 4, 5 hole hitters, and Heber Springs trying to make something happen here. Nice pitch, right? First pitch strike from Wilfong. Adam's giving me the names because I can't read the scorecard. There's a pitch, a little outside. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Apache's trying to stay in this 4a-4 race right now. They've got a game pending right now with Subiaco. Said they're going to make that up on Monday. It's literally going to drive out there for possibly 1 inning. If you don't know, Subiaco, you know what they should do? They should just stop in. If they're going to Boonville, so they just should stop in there at Subiaco and play an inning. Maybe after, maybe before, I don't know. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Hey, we're going to go play our inning or 2 there at Subi, and then we're going to go. And that looks like strike 3. Nice job there from Wilfong, sitting him down, 3-hole hitter. So now coming up to the plate, Liam Buffalo.
And not a lot of times you hear games get canceled because you don't have lights. But
Exactly.
that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Subiaco does not have lights. And so because they don't have lights, they weren't able to finish the ball game, got too dark on them. Which, you know, if you're Subiaco, how do you play many home games? Because, you know, I mean, you move the time up, start them a little earlier. I don't know. Of course, springtime, you get that sun gets higher and higher in the sky, so that does play to their advantage. But, I mean, there's a lot of times here at Pottsville, we're leaving. It's dark.
It's dark,
dusk, for sure. So here we are, Wilfong throwing. There's the pitch. Ball's dribble off, foul to the third base side here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down here in the Heber Springs 5th inning. Ball, a little off-speed pitch, gets past Harris, but nobody on base. 2 balls, 2 strikes now.
It almost looked like the batter really wanted to go.
He did, held up. If it had been close, he probably would have went.
Batter got impatient in the box. And you see that a lot of times when pitchers take a long time.
Yep.
Why they're introducing the pitch clock in MLB and college baseball.
Ball lined out to right center field. Again, that outfield playing playing sloppy. I think Lee might have had a chance to get to it any other day, but right now it's just too wet out there, and I'm sure he's really wet now after laying out for that.
Yeah, I'm sure he might not be enjoying that right now.
So now we got Heber Springs running on first base as Buffalo gets the base hit. Up at the plate for Heber is Corbin Jones, the designated hitter for the day. Jones looked big kid down there. That's what you want your designated hitter to look like. Pitch inside. You guys, I think we've had this discussion a little bit. DH in the National League, y'all good with that?
Yeah, I think sometimes it's a waste of time to let pitchers swing.
Yeah.
Because you see some of the hacks pitchers take, and they're horrible.
Ball back to Wilfon. Wilfon throws it to second base. Ball on the transfer. They get him out. Nice job there by Owings to get the out at second base. Good job by Wilfon. They weren't able to turn two, though. And so now coming up to the plate for Heber Springs, 6-hole hitter Gage Buford playing right field today. Yeah, you know, part of me is a little bit, I guess, sad in a way, because it's kind of fun. You know, you've got your National League pitchers hit, American League pitchers don't hit. When you play in a National League park, you got to have your pitchers hit. When you play in the American League park, you got to find that DH if you're a National League team, which that's not as hard, but it kind of takes a little bit of the uniqueness of baseball out of it, I guess. But, you know, every league now you look at it, I mean, even high school here, I would say, I'm pretty sure even down into the 9-year-old leagues, they're using DHs. Very, very little. You not see a DH. Ball's knocked out to center field. Porter Lee on it. He grabs it. And that's going to be the inning. Nice job there by Lee to run it down in the gap. And he keeps his game a 4-3 game. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back here in a moment. Pottsville down 4-3. They're coming up to bat. We'll be back in just a second.
Your family is your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. And when it comes to choosing a pharmacy, you'll want someone who knows your name and understands both you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They'll be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville. Call 968-1323 today.
Farm Credit supports rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services in good times and bad. We provide loans to farmers and ranchers, farmer-owned cooperatives, rural homebuyers, agribusinesses, and rural infrastructure providers.
As cooperatives, we're locally owned and governed. We help agricultural producers feed the world. For America's farmers,
Farm Credit,
supporting rural communities and agriculture. Learn more today.
Back here at George Wolf Field, bottom of the 5th inning, 4-3 is your score. Pottsville down 1. They made some waves in the last inning, and now they've got the top of the lineup up. Easton Stevens coming to the plate. They're trying to overcome this one-run deficit. I know one thing, they don't want to go into extra innings. I know that for a fact. They want to figure out a way to get it done here within regulation, but who knows. But this game moving right along here, bottom of the 5th inning. We're not quite even to 6 o'clock yet.
You know, this is the second game in a row we've done where last game we were out of here probably at 6:45.
There you go.
So games are getting a little faster.
First pitch was a strike there. JT Spears still going here for Heber. Tried to throw that off-speed pitch. Looked like he stepped a little short on that one.
And the thing about Easton Stevens is, I think we need to ask him before the season's over, why does he play the Barbie song before he comes to at bat sometimes?
Right. Need to figure that one out. Stevens fouls it off. His brother Grayson at Henderson State having a heck of a year. Last I checked on him, he was batting .364, 6 home runs and 27 RBIs. So big time player from Pottsville. Pottsville sent several to college. They're still playing ball right now. I can't even name them all, to be honest with you. They've had some guys over the last few years. Nice off-speed pitch to get Stevens to go down on strikes. we want to thank Grayson's dad for allowing us to use this generator as well, because without it, we would kind of be up a creek without the proverbial paddle.
Yeah.
So up the plate is Owings. Owings, as far as I know, and unless it's happened since we have one of these games that we've not played, Owens owns the only home run of the season for the Apaches.
Yeah, I think that was the one hit to left center field. And he, when he hit that ball, you could tell the second it went off the bat, it was going.
So, you know he's thinking about something here, but he's getting a steady diet of all speed pitches right here. 2 in a row here to make it no balls and 2 strikes. To the Pottsville shortstop, made one heck of a play in the hole today. That is a college play.
Yeah, and he's done that a few times this season. We've seen him make a great, or not him, but him and Stevens.
Yes.
The middle infield made great plays.
3 straight off-speed pitches, though, gets him, and he's down on strikes. And just like that, first 2 hitters down for Pottsville in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And I know as a baseball player, that's frustrating to see. I hated when pitchers threw me straight curveballs. I just wanted a fastball to hit, and sometimes you don't get it.
So now we got Porter Lee at the plate. I've told them, and I know I talk about this about every time I get on the broadcast. I've told them I can take one out of here. 41 years old. Would y'all be impressed if I could take one out of here at 41? I'm pretty sure I can do it. Pretty sure I can do it.
Maybe one day we should have a Arkansas Sports Network home run derby.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. It's been a long time since I hit a baseball. I softball bats, and all that. I know for a fact, as we got a mound visit while we're talking about just random stuff here. But I know for a fact that I've hit a softball that would have went out of this park. Now, I've never came out here and hit a softball out of this park, but I have hit softballs long enough to go out of this park. They say it plays 330 to dead center, which to me is a little short on the baseball park, but I think I can get it. So if you're playing 330 in center, what are you playing down the lines? 310 maybe?
Something like that. 310
Yeah,
sounds
310.
about right.
I can get it. I can get a baseball out of here. Maybe the BB Core bats might get me, though. I don't know. I'm not used to, in my day, they had some launching pad bats. We got a pitching change here. Looks like Ty West is going to be pitching for Heber Springs.
And as a kid, I remember growing up, bats were probably $150, $200.
Yeah.
If you want a bat that a bunch of people use, or a good bat, you're looking at $400, $500 now.
Yeah, you're right. In fact, I've been looking at bats for my kids.
And they're gone up a lot.
My daughter, who is 7 years old, in this 8-year-old league, and I'm looking at her and the $200 and $300 for little bats that they're not going to use but maybe 2-3 years. So
yeah.
Anyway, but you know how it is, man. Prices go up. They've gone up a lot over the last year and a half. We don't want to get into that too much. We might make somebody mad. Anyway, we got a new pitcher, Ty West, on the mound. They've pulled JT Spears, and I believe Spears where's he going? Is he going to shortstop? Is that right? No, he's going to second base. Second base there. Yeah, they're not pulling the shortstop there. Keenan Sneed, he's going to be where he's at for sure.
Yeah, he's been showing his arm strength today.
So Porter Lee at the plate, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning, 4-3 is your score. West, first pitch is hit to right field. It's going to be an out, and that's going to bring us to the top of the 6th. Adam Johnson will be joining the broadcast here in just a moment. We're going to be back here. Heber Springs lead 4-3 going into the 6th inning. We'll be back in just a moment.
Farm Credit supports rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services in good times and bad. We provide loans to farmers and ranchers, farmer-owned cooperatives, rural homebuyers, agribusinesses, and rural infrastructure providers.
As cooperatives, we're locally owned and governed. We help agricultural producers feed the world. For America's farmers,
Farm Credit,
supporting rural communities and agriculture. Learn more today.
So that brings us back in. I'm going to talk you through it as I'm going here. We got Trevor now is going to be doing a little production for us, top of the 6th. So I'm going to talk him through a little bit of it. So we want to push that button right there. Okay, so now we've got all of our balls and strikes, left and right score. That's your pluses, that sort of thing. I'll change the camera for you until you can get used to it. First pitch outside is a ball here by Cash Wilfong as we start the top of the 6th inning. Pottsville scored 3 in the 4th inning to get us to where we are right now. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Heber Springs. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. A little high. Heber Springs trying to add to this lead here. Only got 2 more opportunities, both teams. 6th and the 7th inning. This is a pivotal conference game here. Adam Johnson joined the broadcast again. Full count, by the way.
Yeah, definitely a big matchup. And Pottsville coming back in this game. It was 4-0. Kind of looked like Heber Springs was going to run away with it early. You know, they scored those first 4 runs in the first 2 innings, but Pottsville settling down on the mound. Cash Wilfon into pitch now for Pottsville. Young player, sophomore, so getting some valuable experience.
Yeah, absolutely, and that'll help Pottsville down the road. And, you know, I know Pottsville, they really care about baseball here. And I mean, honestly, if you really want to be quite honest about it, one of the reasons we're here is because they care about baseball at Pottsville. You know, most people are not bringing the live stream out here to do the live stream just like we're doing it for sure. This, you know, and if you don't know what we do, we're kind of like 21st century radio in some ways. You know, I mean, we're bringing you the video portion of the radio. So there's a lot of times, you know, you just don't see that for the baseball side of things. But, you know, football and basketball, everybody really kind of pulls behind that. But so Pottsville does care about baseball. So, you know, I know that they want to win, but when you can get a guy up there like Wilfon to have for the future, that's a big-time thing for them.
Definitely in a big spot. 6th inning. He's got to hold it down for sure the last 2 innings. Can't really afford to let Heber Springs score any more runs. Struggling at the plate, Pottsville is, but starting to come around as the game goes on.
Yes, they are.
That's a rope.
Ball's roped out to right center field. Porter Lee having trouble with it with that wet ground. They get it into to second base and really can't do much with it because, you know, they had to hold up. And Lee, he's having all kinds of trouble out there, but he's not the only one. I mean, it has been a tough outfield for each team today. You know, you saw in the 4th inning, Heber Springs had trouble with it, and it led to the some of the runs that Pottsville scored there. How you feel about that now? Yeah, not yet. Right here, left and right. And the runners, I'm sorry. The runners you got right there and right there. First, second, and third. So we got first and second here, nobody out. Looks like we've got maybe a pinch hitter.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Going to the lineup card. And that was another opposite field hit. Taken out there to right center field
and, you know,
in that area.
You got the bottom of their lineup. This is the 9-hole right here for Heber Springs. So here we are, 6th inning. 4-3 is the score. Now Pottsville charging on the bunt possibility here, and this is really this is a great time to bunt if you're Heber Springs, 2 runners on. And you know you really need a couple extra runs here. You don't want to try to win this game 4-3 if you're Heber. You want to win this game, 6 or 7-3 if you get a chance to, because you never know what Pottsville's going to do at the plate.
You need those insurance runs.
You need those insurance runs. You said it better than I did. I'll just say that. You did it exactly. You said what I was trying to say in like 3 words. I did the whole paragraph there. And he gets the bunt down, but it's foul.
Anytime when I was playing U-Trip baseball and we were, coming out from the field ready to go hit and we were up by 1 or 2 runs, we would yell Aflac on 3, 1, 2, 3, Aflac for insurance runs.
There you go. I like that. That's a good way to do it. No balls and 2 strikes here, and I think the bunt is going to be off, which I know that Coach not going to be real pleased with that. And that's going to
tough plate appearance.
Yeah, and that's tough for Heber. Tough for Heber there to they're trying to manufacture some runs here, but some solace for them. They've got the top of their lineup coming up now, as this is leadoff hitter Cole Payton. Oh, first pitch.
He came up hacking, bro.
Fastball. You got that? You got that? Okay. All right, we're gonna let you have that.
That was a home run swing right there. Trying to crank one out here, hit a tank.
It's kind of like playing the piano, Trevor. If you ever play, you got to use both hands. We got 1 ball, 1 strike here. Is it 0-2?
He got hit.
Oh, got hit. All right.
Like barely got hit on the sleeve.
Uh-oh. Well, bases juiced now. We got a pinch runner in for Peyton. And I got it here. It is Xander Lindley. Lindley coming in for Heber Springs. So right now, threatening is Heber Springs, 1 out. Second batter up, that's Keenan Sneed. Sneed trying to make something happen. Sneed, the shortstop here for his team. And I know that Dave Van Horn does this, so I'm assuming that this is probably what a lot of these guys are doing now, putting the 2-hole hitter as your best hitter. So I'm guessing that's where we're at right now.
We're seeing that in Major League Baseball as well. I mean, talk about the Yankees. Aaron Judge is the 2-hole hitter for them. My Boston Red Sox, they like Raffy Devers in the 2-hole. I mean, we're starting to see that, more and more often. It's not your traditional, number 3. Albert Pujols always bat number 3.
Right.
It's not that way anymore.
More at bats. You get more at bats. I don't know what the average is for a major league player if you're batting in the 3-hole versus the 2-hole. How many more at bats you get? I can't imagine it being too many, as Pottsville's at the mound right now, having a meeting of the minds. But with that being said, Pottsville's in a tough position here, up or down 4-3. Top of the 6th inning, and we're just going to go ahead and say it, the best player for Heber at the plate. And Wilfon, he's going to kill the stretch. He's going out of the windup here, which he should with the bases loaded, nowhere to go. So Wilfon comes up, throwing. Peyton hits it out to right center field. That's a catch, but that's probably going to score a run, and it's going to advance a runner to the third base. They go ahead and throw it home. Should have hit the cutoff there, and that's going to get runners in scoring position. And I know that Bartlett, the first baseman, he was a little bit frustrated with that throw to home plate because that was a tough one. I mean, he's in the middle of the outfield. Unless you just really come up throwing, you're not going to be able to get that one.
Yeah, you want to hit your cutoff, man. Deep out in right field. Basically, you don't really have much of a chance to get the runner tagging from third. So you want to hit your cutoff, man. So, runners advance off of that. That's something you practice day in, day out right there, plays like that.
So now Heber getting those insurance runs, getting those Aflac runs.
Aflac.
I like it. It's good. 5-3, 1 strike now to 3-hole hitter Zane Lazo. Nice off-speed pitch there. Wilfon up in a good position here to the 3-hole hitter, Zane Lazo, playing left field for the Panthers. Here's the pitch. That's 3. Nice job by Wilfon. Get him out, but it's not before they were able to score a couple runs, or a run here. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Farm Credit supports rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services in good times.
We're back. Hey, we're back here. That's all right. Hey, I did it already, so that's okay. I think they heard me say not a bad word, but kind of a bad word on the telecast. So anyway, 5-3 is your score as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning, and here we are again, Pottsville trying to make something happen, trying to get back in. I say get back; they're in the ball game, but trying to overcome a 2-run deficit here. They've only got 2 opportunities to do it, and if I'm not mistaken, it is Watson coming up to the plate.
Pinch hit.
Now Aiden Watson, he's in the 4-hole today. Bo Ade and Landon Williams, I believe. And I should have, as I'm going down through there, I should have took a pen, if I'm not mistaken. Should have just took a pen down there and wrote those down. Coach Falls, you got to help us out a little bit here, man.
Oh, goodness. Got a ball over here. Got scared.
Come on, guy. You got to protect us, man. I mean, we don't have any gloves. 5-3 is your score. Aiden Watson coming to the plate. 4, 5, and 6 for Pottsville. Ty West is still on the mound here for the Heber Springs Panthers. 2-run deficit for the Apaches. They're trying to overcome it. 2 more at-bats.
Yeah, that's all they got. Got to make the most of your opportunities. This might be their best chance, 4, 5, 6.
Well, you would statistically saying yes, that you're correct. That's exactly right.
But hey, 7, 8, 9. If it does go 1, 2, 3 here,
yeah. Well,
I mean 7, 8, 9. They still can make something happen.
So here's West. West's got a funny delivery. I think that can be throwing them off some a little bit. You know, it's kind of herky jerky a little bit. It's not your conventional delivery. Again, we want to remind you we'll be at Boonville tomorrow. Adam Johnston, and Trevor Hawley, and Justin Smith will be there to bring you all of the Pottsville Apache action.
We're definitely eating that Reed's barbecue.
Hey, I would say that's a good idea, and I will tell you, if I could go and eat some Reed's, I'm getting off my diet and I'm going to go eat them. Reed's is a fantastic barbecue place. If you've never been, I will say that and I would call myself a barbecue connoisseur in some ways, and I will say that Reed's is a top 3 in the state of Arkansas.
Dude, it's pretty great.
Okay, so here's my top 3 in the state of Arkansas.
All right.
I've had some. I haven't had them all in Arkansas. I've actually had more out-of-state barbecue than in-state, but I'm going to go with Wrights as my number 1.
Wrights, okay.
Yeah. And then Ridgewood Brothers is my number 2 here in Russellville.
Where's Russellville?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Where's that at?
It's a food truck that's open on Friday and Saturday.
Food truck?
Dude, you got to go.
What in the world? That's my senior year. I gotta get on that.
No, you got to go. I mean, there's just like you
said Ridgewood Brothers?
Ridgewood Brothers, go there on Fridays.
Better than Fat Daddy's?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
No offense to those that might be listening from the Fat Daddy's folks, but Ridgewood Brothers is up there. And when I say when I say Wrights and Ridgewood Brothers, I mean there can't be a hair difference between them. And I will tell you, if you're going to eat it, eat brisket.
Brisket.
You got to eat the brisket.
All right.
Landon Williams up to the plate. West first pitch is high for ball 1, and then finally it's Reed's, and they're up there. I mean, they're all right there together. Reed's Barbecue in Boonville. So yeah, if you're in Boonville, it's a sin if you don't eat at Reed's Barbecue.
Well, I'm not gonna sin tomorrow night.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. I'm definitely going to sin tomorrow.
2 balls and no strikes. 2 balls and no strikes.
I've had Reed's once. You know, Boonville played Dover in basketball. Thankfully, that I was able to have that experience with Duran Miller and Aaron Powers. I was blown away, and I went home and was like, Dad, have you heard of this place, Reed's Barbecue? He was like, no, man. I just had to let him know. I was like, dude, this thing's fire.
There is as Williams draws a walk, 4-pitch walk there. There is a barbecue. It's a barbecue trail that the Arkansas Times put out, and I tried my best to get a hold of it. And Ridgewood Brothers is on it. I believe Reed's is on it, and I would say Wright's is on it too. But it's the top 40 barbecue places in the state of Arkansas, and you get like a prize for eating on them. I'm like, man, seriously?
Wow.
I'm all for this. Like, sign me up. Now we got A-Day. A-Day's on first base here. He gets a big lead, and I believe that is Williams at the plate now.
Yep, Landon Williams. Starting to get some action later on in the season. He didn't start off the year getting a lot of at-bats, getting a lot of PT, but he's getting a lot of plate appearances these last couple games, making the most of his opportunities.
No balls and 1 strike to Williams. Throwback. A-Day gets back safely.
Williams does a good job of putting the ball in play. I don't think his strikeout numbers are really high. That's probably one reason why he's starting to get some more PT out here, but puts the bat on the ball.
Off-speed pitch, goes to third base. Third baseman goes to second. They get him at second on the transfer, I believe. They're going to go ahead and call him out anyway. I believe that was on the transfer, but they couldn't turn the double play. But that gets us 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And coming to the plate is Cash Bartlett, first baseman for the Apaches. Bartlett also a sophomore. You really kind of got a youth movement on this team right now for Pottsville. And honestly, I think you see some of the things that you see with the Apaches right now is because of said youth.
Yeah, playing a lot of young players. I mean, it's definitely going to be a growing experience, learning experience, however way you want to slice that. But we've seen some growth, you know. And I've been impressed with Bartlett at first base and at the plate. I mean, he's had a good year.
So Williams,
but definitely a lot of growing up to
Williams
do.
on first, and really they need to figure out a way to get Williams in the scoring position here with 2 outs. Bartlett's got one of the only RBIs. Bartlett hits one hard to third base. It's bobbled, and Bartlett's going to get on. He's had a nice game today. He had one of the RBIs in the 4th inning. Good hard hit ball to the third baseman. He couldn't handle it. Now Pottsville's got the winning run at the – I say the winning run. It's the go-ahead run at the plate.
Matt Loveland, I believe.
Matt Loveland, you're right. Matt Loveland. I should remember Matt Loveland because I go to Loveland ski area every year. I say every year, the last 2 years. So the last 2 every years.
Last 2 every year.
Right. Bartlett's got a big lead there. They're not holding him on at first base. And pitch is outside for ball 1 for Ty West.
He's got to focus on the batter, and Bridges coming out here. Mound visit.
You know, your guy Bridges this is not the same guy that coached here last year, and I don't know where those coaches went, but they were very well coached last year. Don't seem to be any drop off this year, though. Heber Springs is a very solid baseball team, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're probably full of juniors and sophomores, because last year they were full of freshmen and sophomores. So I believe they're definitely still a younger team here, but they're vying for the 4 spot. Pottsville in a position that they really need this game, but also they need that inning at Subiaco to go their way. You know,
no lights, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, the Cubs, they didn't have lights for a long time. I don't know exactly the year. I think it was pretty recent, honestly.
It was in the 80s, I believe.
Never mind, not recent.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it, but I believe 88, if I'm not mistaken, was the first night game in Wrigley, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you're right. There used to be day games in Wrigley in my lifetime. Let's just say that.
Yep. I know nothing about that.
Trevor, how you doing down there? You doing good? Good. Trevor producing here the last 2 innings. We appreciate Trevor. Trevor and Adam have done a great job here with Pottsville baseball this year. I really can't say enough about what they've done. Ball high. They've really helped us out in a time that we needed them to help us out. They've been here for us. Trevor, good chance Trevor's going to be the Dover color guy next year, unless we need him somewhere else. He keeps producing. We'll probably need him somewhere.
My goodness.
We may have to put a mic on him and let him go do Atkins production. We'll have to get us a cameraman for that. So, man, we got bases loaded now. Pottsville threatening. This is a big spot here for Pottsville.
Gavin Harris.
Gavin Harris coming up to the plate. You know him by that white helmet.
Yes. He's tall. He hasn't had a lot of plate appearances recently. So, I mean, he might be a little rusty at the plate, but big spot right here, big opportunity.
Well, look at the lead that Williams has. It's unreal. I'm sorry, Loveland. Loveland has got, I mean, he was halfway to second base.
I mean, nobody's going to be holding him on.
Exactly. Second pitch outside. Pottsville in a good position here. One ball and 1 strike here. I need to be looking at my center field camera before I call pitches here. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs. Pitch, off-speed pitch. Gets him down 1-2. Now he's in a good position, Ty West is. And this is really a big-time spot. Good thing for Pottsville, no matter what, they rotate that lineup over. So no matter what happens right here, they're going to have a chance. Ball fouled off. So he's getting a steady diet of off-speed pitches. And right now, if you're Harris, you got to be looking opposite field.
Mm-hmm.
Just look opposite field here. Set back, see if you can drive a pitch, and see if you can get one down. If he throws you the fastball, see if you can hit it down that first base line. Here's the pitch, and he gets him strike 3. And that's going to end the inning, and we're going to the top of the 7th. Heber Springs with a 5-3 lead. We'll be back right here from George Wolf Field in just a moment.
Farm Credit supports rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services in good times and bad. We provide loans to farmers and ranchers, farmer-owned cooperatives, rural homebuyers, agribusinesses, and rural infrastructure providers.
As cooperatives, we're locally owned and governed. We help agricultural producers feed the world. For America's farmers,
Farm Credit,
supporting rural communities and agriculture. Learn more today.
Your family is your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. And when it comes to choosing a pharmacy, you'll want someone who knows your name and understands both you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They'll be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville. Call 968-1323 today.
Gen Z is a stall generation.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
So here we are, top of the 7th inning, 5-3 is your score. Heber Springs with the lead. Pottsville definitely not out of it, though, as they rotated the lineup over to the top. So 1, 2, and 3 hitters, but they've got to hold down Heber as the first pitch of the inning is roped. And that's a base hit there. Nice job there by number 21, Liam Buffalo, 4-hole hitter.
Buffalo. Big hit right there.
So 4, 5, 6 here. Corbin Jones and Gage Buford and possibly John McBroom coming up here for Heber Springs. We got a pinch runner here, Riley Duncan coming in, pinch running for the Panthers. So now the leadoff runner is on. You know the stat about leadoff runners? Do you know what it is?
No, I don't. I do not.
80% of the time that a leadoff runner gets on, they score.
Well,
right?
It's a big margin right there.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah, it is.
It's a numbers game.
A lot of people are into analytics.
Yep. Ball fouled up over our head. Don't hit my truck. Oh, it's going to do it. Hit the tire.
Hit the tire.
Just don't hit my truck. It's already got enough dents and dings on it anyway. I'm going to pay my truck off this month.
Awesome.
I've got to tell you about that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I can tell you.
You know, my car was paid off before I got totaled.
Yeah,
October.
Right. Oh, they've got him in a pickle here. Going to second base, bad throw, and that's going to get him safe. That's a tough one there. They had him picked off, but unable to get the out there. And unfortunately for Pottsville, now you got a runner in scoring position.
That's a heady play right there. Obviously, he knew he got picked off, so he's like, I have no chance of going back, so I'm just going to go to second base.
Exactly.
It's crazy how many times that happens and they get safe at second.
That's it. Well,
you see it a lot of times.
A lot of times in high school baseball. Of course, high school baseball, you know, you're definitely not pros. You know, you take your very, very best players off the field and you put them in college. So you got, you know, usually you might have one guy, you know, on average, maybe one that plays college baseball off each team. And so you got 8 other guys that don't, and it shows up. And these guys are not perfect. And, again, you got Pottsville out here. They're very young. And, you know, they'll make those plays down, you know, in a year or two. But right now, the experience is just not quite there. 5-3 again. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Nice job there, but it's going to be right to Stevens. Stevens doubles him up, and that's 2 outs just like that.
Wow.
Just
much
like
needed.
That. Big time play there, and coming up to the plate for Heber is Gage Buford, and just like that, Pottsville gets themselves in a much better position.
Yes, right at Easton Stevens. Runner couldn't really do much right there. I mean, they tell you to freeze. Even if you do freeze, still going to be out.
The question now is going to be, does Heber Springs have a closer? Are they going to bring a closer in here? So, first pitch strike.
I guess we'll find out.
I guess we will find out. And I'll tell you what, one thing I always need to remember is when I'm going to bring my phone and stream off my phone, I need to make sure that the battery's charged.
Oh,
right?
What battery are you on right now?
We're good. 20%. It's a good battery for iPhones. But
the first time that I was using the hotspot for the broadcast, like a couple weeks ago, I forgot to bring my charger out here. It got down like 5%, and I had to run out to the car. I was like, oh, my gosh. just drains your battery like crazy.
Yeah. 2 balls and 1 strike here as Will Fawn trying to get himself out of this inning and get Pottsville in a position here.
Cuffed him right there.
He does. And the count wasn't right up top. And that's going to bring us to the end of the top of the 7th inning. We're going to the bottom. Pottsville down 5-3. We'll be back here in just a moment with more Pottsville baseball.
Farm Credit supports rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services in good times and bad. We provide loans to farmers and ranchers, farmer-owned cooperatives, rural homebuyers, agribusinesses, and rural infrastructure providers.
As cooperatives, we're locally owned and governed. We help agricultural producers feed the world. For America's farmers,
Farm Credit,
supporting rural communities and agriculture. Learn more today.
Your family is your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. And when it comes to choosing a pharmacy, you'll want someone who knows your name and understands both you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They'll be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville. Call 968-1323 today.
So here we are back here. It is bottom of the 7th inning, last chance for the Apaches, down 5-3. And it does look like that there is a closer for Heber Springs, Liam Buffalo. So that was a question we had going into the bottom of the 7th is, do they have a closer? It looks like they do have a closer. And he's coming up. And I tell you what, there was one team last year that I thought had a bona fide closer. Now, Pottsville did somewhat with Porter Lee. He was actually kind of a mid-relief into closer, almost like a Kevin Cox type of deal.
Those guys are very important to a ball club.
Well, yes, absolutely. But Ozark had a kid that they used as a closer, and that kid was bringing some fire. I'm telling you. And Buffalo looks like he's got a little bit of fire himself.
Most closers throwing up there, you know, bringing that velocity.
Oh,
and they're good for an inning.
Right?
For sure.
He was probably throwing 80, and I'll tell you what, Buffalo, the way he's throwing right now, he's looking pretty close to that. No balls and 2 strikes here for Heber Springs and for Easton Stevens. Stevens trying to make something happen here for the Apaches. Here's the pitch. Ball inside. You don't want to get hit by that.
He's throwing some gas for sure.
Don't want to get hit there either. Down around the knees.
Oh, my goodness.
Ankles.
No.
That hurts.
I don't know. Tailbone's pretty bad, too.
Woo. I bet that is. Oh, off-speed pitch. He tried to fool him. Matt Cronin style. Remember that guy?
Cronin.
Man, I was there. He should have threw the slider. Pitch. Nice job by Stevens. Ball gets past the first baseman. Stevens going to get a hit. And you saw the water splash out there in the right field. Hey, look, this is a conference game. They got to get it in, and they had to do what they had to do today.
Schedule's crunched.
Hey,
I mean, you got to find ways to play the game.
And I tell you what, Coach Falls, he did a good job on the infield. It looks good, but there ain't much you can do about the outfield. So, Aiden Owings coming up to the plate here, 2-hole hitter. And, he's probably thinking, man, I might be able to tie this ball game up with one swing. And Stevens on first base now. Owings at the plate, first pitch, all speed, finds the zone for a strike. Nice job there by Buffalo. Buffalo coming out of the stretch here. Big, tall, lanky pitcher. They've got some guys. They've got a few guys that can throw here for Heber. And the all-speed pitch over the head of Owings. 1-1 is your count here. 5-3 is your score. You got a runner on first base. Trevor's got that on it. He's all over it. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Owings. Owings just got to get on base right now if you're Owings.
Yep, got to protect. 2 strikes. Put the ball in play. You know, you don't want to strike out in this situation, but
caught him looking right there. Froze him.
He's really frustrated.
1 down. Porter Lee coming to the plate now. 2 more opportunities for Pottsville to possibly try to get this game tied up or get 3 runs across plate. This is a big position here. Porter Lee needs a hit right here. First pitch. Wow. Oh, boy, he's throwing. He's hitting the corners right now. Nice job there. I tell you what, he's been impressive so far coming up here. No balls and 1 strike. Tried the off-speed pitch. He doesn't have the command of the off-speed as some of the other ones have today.
He's doing a good job of throwing strikes, too. Sometimes you come in here as a closer or a relief pitcher. It's hard for you to find the strike zone right off the bat.
1 ball and 1 strike. Ball a little bit high, but Porter Lee offers at it. So 1-2 now is your count. Again, Pottsville only has, I believe, 5 more regular season games after this one. They've got a game on the schedule that is not going to be played. That's a Prairie Grove game. Schedule ends on April the 21st here for the Apaches. And most of them are conference games that they are going to be playing. I think they've got 2 non-conference games left, and so they've got 3 conference games after this one. We got 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lee. Ball outside. Nice job by Lee not to offer in that position.
Good eye.
Lee's got to find a way to get on base right here. There's just no doubt about it.
Whatever way it looks like.
Whatever it is, he needs, if he's got to throw his leg in front of one, whatever he's got to do.
I don't think they'd let you advance if you did that.
2-2, off-speed pitch.
Ooh.
He watched it.
Ooh.
We got a full count now.
Started off just too high, I think. Kind of broke a little late.
I'm going to tell you, if I'm Pottsville right now, he shows his off-speed by the way he throws it. If they can recognize that, they might be able to sit on one here. Full count. And they got him on the inside corner. What a pitch there by Buffalo. And now Pottsville down to their last out, and that's Aiden Watson.
Just caught it on the inside corner. That's 2 times in a row. Owings and Porter Lee, your best 2 hitters, really.
Yeah.
Just
I tell you what, they
caught done looking.
They miss Izzy Johnson today, don't they? They really do.
He would have played a factor for sure.
Definitely would have played a factor. First pitch, strike. He's throwing him knee high on the outside corner. He's really painting that corner right now. No balls and 1 strike to Watson. Easton Stevens on first still. Owens offers. Pottsville's down to their last strike. No balls. 2 strikes. Here Heber Springs trying to get this last one, get a conference victory. Pottsville trying to do their best to keep them from it. Ball goes outside. I believe Heber Springs has answered the question if they have a closer or not.
Yeah. He's throwing flames.
Got him in here. He's throwing the juice. Here's a pitch. Ball. Nice job by Watson. Stay alive. That's a car. Maybe. No. 1-2 is your count. 2 outs. Runner on first base is number 2, Easton Stevens. Off-speed pitch over his head.
Just keep battling.
So this is your fastball right here. If you see it in the zone, hit it.
Yep. He needs to, shorten up his swing a little bit. He's kind of swinging big.
Yeah.
In a situation like this.
Find a way to get on base.
Yep.
There's a pitch. Fastball high. Full count. So, again, you're going to see a fastball. Fastball count. Don't go down looking. That's the last thing you want to do if you're a Pottsville Apache right now.
If it's close, swing. Payoff pitch.
Here's the pitch. And they got him, and Heber Springs is going to pick up the conference victory. We're going to come back with post-game analysis right after this. You're watching the Pottsville Apaches, and we'll be back in a moment.
Your family is your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. And when it comes to choosing a pharmacy, you'll want someone who knows your name and understands both you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They'll be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville. Call 968-1323 today.
We're back here at George Wolf Field as Pottsville comes away with a 5-3 loss. It was a tough for the Apaches as they just, I don't know what's going on with that graphic, but hey, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. We got Clarksville and Heber Springs on there. Anyway, sorry about that. That's definitely, I think, something that I can fix there. Let me go ahead and just take that off here. Go back. We got it.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyway, with that being said, 5-3 is your score. Pottsville had a tough one there. I mean, they threatened a couple innings there, just couldn't cross enough runs to make it happen. And you know, now you kind of look at this conference schedule, and again, you got Subiaco, you got that one run, you got to go get that one. They got Dardanelle on Friday. That's a big one. Of course, Dardanelle is one of the teams that kind of everybody's expecting to be at the top of the conference there, along with Morrilton. Morrilton came in here a couple weeks back. Probably the toughest game that Pottsville's played so far. Morrilton is undefeated still.
I believe it.
Yeah,
those kids can rake. Casey Jones. I was talking to Bridges earlier, too. He was like, dude, we were trying to intentionally walk Casey Jones every single time, but when he came up, the bases were loaded, so we wasn't able to do it.
Right. Well, he definitely showed off his power. But Pottsville, they've got Ozark left. That's definitely a winnable game there for Pottsville, and Dardanelle left. And I'm trying to think about what their other game is without looking it up. And I guess I'm going to just have to look it up. I don't want it to mess with our stream here. But
got to make up a Harrison game.
No, they're not making that one
up.
I found that one out today. They're not making that game up. So, but we're just talking about conference games here because that's the ones that really matter right now for Pottsville. Those are the games that they need to win. And I am going, and I'm sorry I'm looking this up while we're talking. We've done a lot of production talking while we've been doing this today. Internet's just a little bit slow here for me. All right, here we go. We've got Morrilton. that one's a tough one. But you got your top two teams in the conference. Pottsville's got to find a way. And I'll tell you, last year, Pottsville was sitting in a similar position last year to what they are right now. And they found a way to beat Dardanelle, and it really kind of set them off for the postseason. They ended up winning 2 games in the district tournament. As the 4 seed, they went to the finals of the district tournament, came out as a top 2 team, and actually should have won the district tournament last year. And that, by the way, the district tournament is held right here at Pottsville, if you didn't know that. So, with that being said, Pottsville is down. They lose 5-3 today. They're going to be back tomorrow. We got 2 games left for you this week. We got one at Boonville, one at Dardanelle. Now, that being said, at Dardanelle, we may have to record that game down at Merritt Park. It is just a hole as far as internet goes. There's just not much there. So we may have to record that ball game. If we do, we're sorry about that. It's just part of the deal there. But we do appreciate, again, you joining us here on Pottsville Apache Baseball. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up again. 5-3 is your score. Heber Springs takes the conference victory. Pottsville looking to make their way as we get closer to the district tournament. So for Adam and for Trevor, I'm Brad saying so long. We'll be back here tomorrow as the Pottsville Apaches will take on the Boonville Bearcats, and I know these guys are going to eat Reed's barbecue, and I'm going to be jealous.
Amen.
And we're out of here. Y'all have a great one.